Hi, and welcome to this episode of Victory Talk with Latasha White. I thank you so much for being here for just a few moments of your time, which I know Victory Talks are only a few moments, right? But you can't get time back. Time is not a refillable resource, so I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Hopefully you gathered just a few nuggets to help you add value to your life and lead it just a little bit better. That is always my goal. This week I want to talk to you or ask you a question, really. The question is, are you a person of intention or do you live intentionally? Are you a person of intention or do you live intentionally? That's the question. And that really came through for me because so many times I hear through, it's like almost a resounding theme in some of the women who I coach that, and not just women, I won't say just women, some of the people who I coach who I intend to, I meant to, my intention was to. Is it your intention or are you being intentional? That's two different things. It's your intention to do something or are you intentional about getting it done? Are you a person of intention or do you live intentionally? Say all those a million times fast. But really, it's huge. It's huge. And it's going to make a big difference. It's a small question that makes a big difference in your life. Because if you have all of these goals and aspirations, and it might not even be anything big. Oh, I just meant to get to the store today. I intended to get to the store today. Or did you put intention behind it? Put it on your calendar for a specific time. That's the difference in getting it done or not. It's not something big, it's not something, but it will make the difference between whether you are prepared to fix supper or if you have to go and make another stop to make supper happen. Are things already in place or are you intending to put them in place and they don't get in place and then now you're scrambling and have to do kind of a backdoor process because you didn't get the things done that you intended to begin with. So that's my question. That is the big question that I want to sit with you, that I want you to sit with, to really dig into, to really think about. And these things that I ask you in Victory Talk aren't just for the 5 minutes that you're listening and then you're just like done with it. No, these things are meant to add value to your life. I want you, if you need to journal through it, if you need to talk to somebody about it, I want you to find somebody who you have that you can trust, that you can ask questions of. So ask them, what do you see in me that I could work on to help me be a better me? Whose voice do you trust to be able to answer that? We don't always know it for ourselves. We figure, I'm okay. I got it. I'm good. Well, you might be okay, but you can be better. So who do you know that you can trust to help you be better? Who can help you be intentional and not just a person of intention? Who do you know? I'm sure you know somebody. Think about it. Who do you watch? If you have something big that you need to help figure out, who is the first person that you think about going to? Who is the first, you might not go to them, but you know that there's something that you can read or something you can see that would help, that their voice is something that helps you get to your next best yes, helps you walk through whatever it is that you're going through right then to figure out what the next can look like. Who is that? It might not be anybody that's close enough that you can actually ask the question to, but I know that you know somebody who is. So get the information, ask the questions of the person who's around you, take your next best yes so that you can transform into a person who is intentional. Nothing happens by happenstance. Nothing happens by accident. You're not going to just stumble into, like, it feels like that sometimes because things are like a tumbleweed that happens so fast. But if you're not intentional to actually take the steps when they come, you'll still be that person of intention. Oh, I meant to, and still didn't make it happen. So I really want you to sit with that. I really want you to think about it. I really want you to journal through it, whatever it is that you need to. But beyond all, don't try to figure it out by yourself. That is the biggest downfall. And if you go back and listen to these victory talks, I'm sure you have heard me say it once, you heard me say it 1,000 times. Stop trying to do life alone. That's going to land you right back in the very same spot that you're in right now, or even further back. Because we're not meant to live in silos. We're not meant to do it ourselves. We're not meant to be able to see the 180 that's in our back or that's at our back. We can only see the 180 that's in the front. So whoever it is whose voice you can trust, ask them to catch the 180 in the back. What is it that you see that could help me be better? I know that there are always things that I see because it's how I'm gifted, but it's not always for me to say it in that moment. But when those moments come, absolutely I do it because I'm called to it. So I want you to really think about, whose voice do you trust? I'm not going to tell anybody anything wrong. I'm not going to tell you anything that I just think. If I see it and I know it can help you be better, then of course I'm going to say it, but it's always coming from a place of love. I want you to find that person in your life. Think about who it is. Doesn't have to be somebody who shares blood with you. Doesn't have to be somebody who shares a house with you. But there's somebody out there. And I'm keep saying it so that it can get your wheels turning to think about who that is, so that you can stop trying to do it by yourself. So you can stop spinning your wheels trying to, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This one, oh, that didn't work. No, it's not. You're making it way too hard. Stop for a second. Become an intentional person to ask the questions so that you can get out of that, oh, I intended to state. Okay? So I'll leave you with that for this week. Please come back and let me know what steps you took into becoming intentional versus just letting life happen to you. Okay? Thank you so much for joining us here on Victory Talk with Latasha White. info@latashawhite.com is where you email me. That's where you can ask your questions. That's where you can say, hey, I listened to your Victory Talk and this is what I got out of it, or this is my question about it. LatashaWhite.com is my website. And, you're going to have a screen that's going to tell you all these things at the end of it, how you can contact me. It's up to you to do that. It's up to you to be intentional and not just, oh, I intended to email you. So thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next week.